right, we gonna just jump back to that Joel.
You didn't find that?
Yeah, they Esau. See, if I had my Zondervans, I could go straight to it. Because it's in the Zondervans of what it was.
Joel 3, you got it?
Because you got an iPhone, right? So you might, yeah, so Joel.
Nine.
We're going to get that 2 and 20 and touch on Iran, then we got, read that.
All right, this is Joel chapter 3, verse
Get the
9.
2 and 20.
Verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
Yeah, prepare war. So the war is being prepared, you know, with the other nations. Read on.
Wake up the mighty men.
So the mighty men woke up, especially Russia. That was one of the main mighty men. Because Russia went to sleep in 91. That's when the USSR dismantled. And when they woke back up was in 299. 99, 2000. That's when Putin came in. Because prior to that, he was a KGB agent. I was about to say GKB. I'm remixing that shit. You know, that hood shit, man. And better than you. I'm about to say he was a GKB agent.
Gain some blood count?
He was a KGB agent prior to that, which is basically like a CIA type operative, like just dealing with Russia. And he rose into power and he brought Russia back and woke them back up to that state, you know. Read on.
Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords.
Beat your plowshares into swords. And what's your plowshare? Your plowshare is an instrument used for farming. And the sword is what? An instrument used for what? War. Read on.
And your pruning hooks into spears.
And pruning hooks are used for farming. And spears are used for war. But that's a metaphor. What is the Lord saying? Take money that you will use to grow your economy and invest it into what? War. That's like you got money to go shopping, $10,000, but a beef kick off. Or you see a beef about to kick off. You're going to be like, yo, I know he's about to cop a bunch of Averexes and shit like that. Gators, J's and shit like that. But man, fuck all that shit. We about to go gun shopping and bullet shopping. And hey, what's that D-Block shit? They clapping at you, making you dance. You should have spent it on the guns instead of iceberg pants.
It's my nigga Sheik.
And that's what these other nations doing. They're taking their money that they would use to build their economy up, and they're using it to invest in their arsenal, because the war is drawing nigh, and they prepping, and they doing drills and everything. Read on.
Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh.
Yeah, he said, so that showed you that. He said, once all the nations gather for war and start fighting, then he's going to call his mighty ones to come down. So World War III is going to be interrupted with Yahweh. It's not just this world. He's going to interrupt World War III and smash all the nations and their armies.
Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yeah, in the Hebrew it's Yahweh Mashaphat. Okay. So Yahweh is the father, and Mashaphat, like Shaphat means judge. Yeah. Ma, the word Ma means of, like of judge, and Mashaphat, meaning Yahweh's judgment. So this is the land, or this, which is this right here. That's why I got this sign.
Is right.
Yeah. Get the zoom in on that. Watch the incense. I don't want it to burn you.
Right, I got it.
Right. So that's this Yahweh Mashaphat. Because all great wars was fought in this area since the beginning of time, by the Euphrates River, all up in here. This whole center. And it's funny. It's like it's the cradle of civilization, because the land of Israel right here, the Fertile Crescent. But it's also like with a great judgment going to go down too. So that's showing the Lord deals with that balance. We going.
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow.
Meaning that the judgment is coming near. The time, the signs of the time is near. You know.
For the wickedness is great.
Yeah, the wickedness is great, man. When you check this world out, you know, America was like the cesspool of wickedness, but now the wickedness of America is called Westernization and it's called Americanization. And it's basically spreading throughout the whole world. When you go to these other countries, mainly the cities though, it's nothing but a fake ass Babylon. They mimic, you go to Ghana, Accra, like they major city, they mimic their major cities after, basically all these other cities in these other countries, they try to be a fake ass New York. They try to mimic, and the people, and it was good game. I was listening to one of the red pill niggas, he was like, yo, when you go to other countries and you want to deal with a woman, that especially if you're looking for a wife or something, he said, do not fuck with city girls. He said, you got to go to like the countryside. He said, because these other countries, they city girls is just like Babylonian chicks. Maybe not as bad, but that's who they want to be like and mimic.
Right.
He said, yo, when you go to these other countries and you're looking for a rib or something nice to deal with and chill with, go to the countryside or like a little suburban type area. Do not fuck with city girls. And I was like, damn, that's good game.
And the laying back off what you're saying, even in Babylon, other cities inside of Babylon, aka America, mimics New York City.
Hell yeah.
So everybody wants to like be like New York City. You can go to any state in America, they trying to be like New York City. Like you ask, like, yo, what's your major city? Like your what do you call it? The capital?
Yeah.
The capital. They gonna be looking like New York City.
Right.
They don't got their own like, oh yeah, their own swing to it.
And if
it's
you were
gonna
from
copy.
New York, you was idolized. Like,
Right,
maybe not too much now, but like, if you was from like in the 90s, early 2000s, you go to another part of Babylon and tell them you was from New York, you was idolized.
I moved to Texas. They call me New York. I was in Texas, Houston.
They
Hey, New
called you
York.
that?
Yeah.
But you from Jersey.
Right.
They,
But they're like, oh y'all niggas the same. I had to tell them like I'm from Jersey. They was like, all right, now you Jersey.
Hey, where I live right now, everybody call me Brooklyn. They know I'm not from the Bronx. And Brooklyn is like the heart. They call it the Mecca of New York City. Even though Manhattan
Right.
is flourishing with money, something about Brooklyn causes people to look at that as the Mecca of New York.
Okay.
14, Joel 3 and 14.
Yeah.
Multitudes in the valley of decision.
that's the armies and the troops being gathered. But this shit gonna be a nuclear war. Because people don't, what's the type technology around, it don't matter how deep your army is. You could have 20 niggas coming to jump me. If I got a MAC-10 or an AR-15,
You airing them out.
you be like, yo, what happened to them 20 niggas? Them niggas was eradicated, decimated. So the same thing with a nuclear weapon. It don't matter if the Chinese got a million, what they say they got what, a billion
Billion.
people in
Yeah,
their army.
yeah.
That shit don't matter. I send fucking Satan to Babylon. Well, Satan too. That's Russia missing.
yeah.
But like I send a fucking ICBM over that bitch. You won't have an army, motherfucker. All that noise and shit y'all making. I hear all of that. I see what you doing. But nigga, I got a nerd nigga right now. If I green light his ass, that nerd nigga hit that, turn that key and hit that button and turn them 1 billion soldiers to fucking dust, nigga. So how deep your army is, that shit don't mean nothing no more. What this new, how the technology is.
For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened. The stars shall withdraw their shining.
That's
Yahweh,
when the mushroom clouds drop. Because the mushroom cloud, it blocks the sun out. Just like when recently they had that smoke coming in from Canada,
yeah,
and you couldn't, it was like gloomy as hell out here. And that's a light version of what it's talking about.
Right.
Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But Yahweh will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel.
Right, that's it. That's it. But that's showing you that, like, the salvation for the elect when that judgment coming from. Yeah, pull that up. All right, read that 2 and 20, the bar. Papa Kushah.
All right. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 20.
Bring it back. But make sure you get it. Go ahead. So, this is what the scriptures call Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh Shaphat, or Yahweh Mashaphat, right? So, this Iran, this the area where shit is hot at and tension is at. But what's going on with the oil in the Straits of Hormuz and why? So this is all set up through the elites anyway to push a global reset to bring in a beast system. But they doing it from starting this war because Satan want to sacrifice. Just like the Lord deals with, you want that sacrifice a bullock, a lamb, turtle, dove. So Satan wants sacrifices too. So they sacrificed this war to set it off to bring in the NWO, the New World Order. So let's not act like we don't know what's going on. But however, this war is prophecy of World War III. So you got that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, this is Joel chapter 2, verse 20, and it reads, "But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate."
And the northern army is who? America. And that land barren and desolate is Saudi Arabia, because it's a desert. And the Saudis is allies to Babylon. And that's why when shit kicked off with Iran, one of the first places they bombed was what? The UAE, which is down here. And they bombed certain hotels in Dubai and the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. Why? Because America got embassies right there. And the Saudis and the Iranians, they always had tension up in there. I got you. Because the Saudis are Sunni Muslims and the Iranians are Shias. They like different factions of like Islam, but they all under the Islamic umbrella, but they like different factions. So it was always tension with them based upon aspects of their religion.
Right, so like the brother was saying about having factions over there. You got Qatar, you got those places over there that, even though they don't have military bases, they have relations. What do you call them?
Allies?
Liaisons, or what's the other word? Like, you got the building. Embassies.
Oh.
Yeah, they got embassies in these countries that these other countries that's over there in this place that the brothers, the elders speaking about, have over there. So just because they have a embassy over there, lets you know that they have power over there.
Right. And that's Babylon. That's the whore.
Right.
Meaning like she's in bed with all these nations. She's tied in with them diplomatically and all these different, like a whore sleep with multiple men. These bitches be having 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 bodies. And that's Babylon. They're not in bed, of course, like physically. Well, how Esau is, maybe. But it's mainly talking about America, the whore, because she's in business and integrated with everybody to some extent. And that's why Rome fell, because their army was spread too thin. So when the end attack come, you ain't had no motherfucking soldiers. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, which is the New World Order. When they sit down with these people on the low until that great day where they got to bring out World War III because they have different disagreements, but they can't just keep going to war with them on a low level scale. It's going to come out after the MOTB is introduced, you know, and then that's when the Lord can muster up the whole the battle, all right, to bring it out to World War III.
Huh. So it say you're going to drive them into a land barren and desolate, read on,
Right.
which is what? The Northern Army going into Saudi Arabia. So they need closer, they need closer, so one thing about war is position. One thing about life, period. Sometimes it's not about money. Sometimes it's not about gain. Sometimes it's just about position. You know what I mean? Like, yo, why is you giving out all these samples? Nigga, I'm trying to get position. Because sometimes position is more important than gain, even if you're taking losses. Because position a lot of times work in the long run. You know what I mean? Like if I'm in a position to do something, even if I don't have the resources, the position gives me leverage and it gives me advantage. Chess is about what? Position. Oh, he taking all your pieces. Nah, let him take that. What my older brother say, don't get caught stealing, nigga. Because that's a person that constantly try to take pieces just because they see them. And what it does is it leaves you open for a checkmate. So he always say, don't get caught stealing. So chess is about what? Position. It's not about me just taking your pieces. I would give you several pieces to get position to mate you if you dumb enough to fall for it. So America coming into Saudi Arabia and coming up here in the UAE and Dubai, because that's what position. Look how close that is to Iran. And the Persian Gulf and the Straits of Hormuz is right here by the Gulf of Oman into Iran, which is what, a 20-mile stretch? When you look at how long the Straits of Hormuz is, it's only 20 miles long. But the actual passage where the ships pass through is shorter than that, because the deep water where the ships need to actually penetrate and pass through is shorter than 20 miles. They actually got lanes for the ships to like pass through. Because you got oil coming up out of here, Iran, and this area, and it's getting, and not just oil, you got fertilizer, you got nitrogen, you got a lot of things that China use, Russia use. Because when you, see, I ain't got my world map. I should have got my world map. When you come out of here and swing out of the Persian Gulf and go into the Indian Ocean, to the right, that's Europe. That's all Europe. And that's how they ship to China, and they different, and you know, they get their oil. But now that that's blocked off, that's fucking up the world's economy. You know, so from the tip of Oman, the Gulf of Oman to Iran right there, you might want to get it closer, bro.
No, I zoomed in.
Oh, you zoomed? Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful. To Oman right there, that's the Straits of Hormuz,
Right.
a 20-mile stretch. Something real small that the Lord using to cause a global financial crisis, right? So the oil come through here, and it's shipped down through what? Through Kuwait, through the Persian Gulf, and through the Gulf of Oman. That's where that little strip at, right there. And that's when everybody get their shit. It gets shipped off, everybody happy, everybody get their shit. See, America fighting a physical war, but Iran they bang it back, but Iran is really fighting economically. Iran was like, nah, we gonna fight y'all back, of course, because y'all is physically bombing us. But however, we gonna hit y'all in y'all fucking pockets. And we gonna cause a rift through the world from the straits being closed. Because Europe is the bottomless pit. It's no oil out there. I think a couple of countries got oil, but it's not enough to supply the whole continent. So they get most of their shit from Russia. Russia is a superpower. None of Europe is, that's why the Lord called it a bottomless pit, because if you keep digging, you know, they be like, I struck gold. But in Europe, you're going to keep digging and strike nothing. It's going to be bottomless. That's why the Lord said the bottomless pit. So as you come through, the oil gets sent through here through the boats, and it's an easy passageway to get shipped through the rest of the planet. But when this strait is closed, all of this is landlocked. how you gonna ship it out? How you gonna ship your oil out? So the other ways they had, what they tried to do was, because the Saudis right here, they wanted to send the oil around the Gulf of Oman down from Saudi Arabia through here, right? And come through Yemen, right? But who rules Yemen? The Houthi rebels. Who the fuck is the Houthi rebels? That's an Iranian proxy. And they ain't little niggas no more. Them niggas got helicopters, they be burning down on shit. And when they run down on your shit, they want paperwork, and they want to look to see who's shipping or who's doing what.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, but look, and that's where
Yeah.
Captain Phillips come from, because right next to the Straits of Djibouti is where Somalia, and that's where you get all them pirate stick-ups at. But guess what? Let's not act stupid. Who is supporting them pirates in Somalia to stick them ships coming through there? Iran. Because the Houthi rebels is right there in Yemen. The Straits of Djibouti is right there. Ethiopia got ties with who? Russia. Recently, Ethiopia and Russia celebrated a 120th year friendship.
Right, yeah, peace
So,
agreement.
A peace agreement.
Right.
So you got Ethiopia right here, right? You got the Straits of Djibouti that's connected to Yemen. Because what? They can send ships through the Straits of Djibouti up through here and ship it all through Europe, through here, from the western side of Saudi Arabia. But it's more of a hassle to do that if they ship it through here, through Yemen. But you got pirates.
effective.
You got pirates and you got water mines on the Straits of Djibouti that's connected to Yemen shipping through. And then they try to ship it through here. I forgot what they call this. It's a strait up here where you could cut
Barren
through.
Strait.
What Solomon kind of came through, because Solomon came through.
Is it the Barren Strait?
It's two ways to get to the Western world, not the Barren Strait. It's a
Over the top, right?
It's a water. Where the fuck Yaiquad when you need them? It's a waterway right up here. It's a strait. This the Straits of Djibouti. This is Straits of Hormuz. It's a strait right here. I forget the name of it. Where you could send shit through here and hit different parts of Europe and Turkey and get your shit to come through the. Because when Solomon sent his ships to when Solomon sent ships to the other side of the world, as you read in 2 Kings, he sent the ships from the Mediterranean. He didn't come through how the tribes came through. The tribes came through Israel and swung around the horns of Africa. Solomon didn't do that. He sent this shit straight out of Israel through the Mediterranean, through over the top of Africa to the Western world. The tribes came through here and swung around the whole horn and landed in Brazil. He came through the straits over here through the Mediterranean. But this is something called, in Saudi Arabia, they got something called the East-West Pipeline. The East-West Pipeline is a pipeline they got stretching through the whole Saudi Arabia. But you know how much extra money that is for them, instead of just going through the Straits of Hormuz and giving people they shit, to cross they oil through the whole Saudi Arabia and try to send it up here through the Straits? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of oil movement. That's more taxation. And then you got the Houthi rebels blocking this off. So that's blocking off all movement of the money. And that's causing tension and a global crisis. And oil, believe it or not, oil affects everything. You got to heat your house with oil. You got to heat your car with oil. These big ass buildings with 300 tenants, the landlord got to have a nigga open the ground and and get these houses. It's not got. It's
one here.
Yeah, right there. It's right, and they come and they gotta oil these gas stations. You know what I mean? All of that costs oil. So oil is the life and bloodline of a society. And that's what's used in natural gas. That's what's used to run these economies in society. So once oil get hit, it affects everything, the prices of everything.
Right.
So, and that's what's going on, like with the straits in the global crisis. But you finish that.
All right. Continuing on in Joel 2 verse 20, and it says, with his face toward the east, see,
With his face towards the East Sea, which is what? The Persian Gulf, the Euphrates River. So they in Saudi Arabia, but they facing towards the East Sea, which is what? The Persian Gulf. It's letting you know they trying to invade Iran. Because the Euphrates River go down, rivers turn into oceans. Goes down into the Persian Gulf, with his face towards the East Sea, read on.
and his hinder part towards the utmost sea.
And the utmost sea is what? The Red Sea, meaning they facing the Persian Gulf and his back is that way. Meaning their army is positioned to invade Iran. Read on.
And his stink shall come up, and his ill savior shall come up, because he have done great things.
Yeah, and that's the American, the great, hey, Babylon the Great. Great in what? Great in wickedness. Because all them nations in there, they going, like, pursuant to, we ain't got to get it, but 2nd Ezra 15, it said the Carmanians and the Arabians shall team up. And against who? The American army, the Assyrians, but which is modern day Babylon. Because even though they had their differences as Sunnis and Shias, they even had little small wars and skirmishes. They all gonna team up under the name of Allah. Because really that Sunni and Shia shit is a small difference. I think it was like, they beefing over like something small. Like, it's not nothing really, it's like Muhammad's cousin, something real small like that. Oh, that's y'all differences? Y'all, why don't y'all niggas cut it out? Y'all bugging. You know what I mean? But it's something real small. But they all gonna group up. See, Saudi Arabia deals with Babylon for a lot of political things. And, they had the petrodollar agreement, which was suspended like 2 years ago. They didn't renew that. So, and now that everybody's off the dollar and the dollar losing its power, they got to come up with a new currency. And that's why the global and the whole crypto thing is coming on a digital currency, because the dollar is dead, because it's no longer, it held its power through that petro agreement as a world reserve currency. But now it's still a world reserve currency, but it lost like 50% of its respect globally, because people finding other ways to do deals outside of the dollar and do business. So that breaks down, like, kind of like give brothers an ideal on the Straits of Hormuz, on the land mass, and geographically what's going on and what's causing a global crisis. Y'all got something?
It's Satan, man. No, I'm a good brother.
All right. Hey, and with that, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. We'd like to give all praises to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Yakakadash.
double honors to the apostles, elders, brothers putting it down. Salutations to the elect, men, women, children that believe are the 1/3. Shalom. Y'all have a blessed weekend.
Shalom.
Shalom.